The girl was only having too much fun playing with the young master. That alone was enough for the other maids to catch her red-handed. They decided her behavior broke the rules, and punishment was unavoidable. But the male lead, Van, only flicked her on the forehead because he genuinely enjoyed the life he had now. Before his reincarnation, he was just another exhausted office worker, crushed by work, stuffed into subways every single day. Now, he lived without worrying about food or money. Not long ago, he woke up from a dream in shock. 30-year-old him had crossed into another world, and somehow ended up inside the body of a 2-year-old child. Even stranger, all his memories remained intact. When he opened his eyes, he had become the most beloved youngest son of a marquee household. He was the final child his mother gave birth to before she passed away. His father poured all his grief and love into him. Yet even that couldn't erase the harsh nature of the marquee family. His eldest brother, Moja, was only 14, and had already been groomed as the heir, spending every day training on the field. One day, his father asked Van about his future plans. Van replied that he wanted to first study the country's history and culture. The room fell silent. Those words didn't sound like something a child should say. Even his father was stunned. In this world, a noble's fate was decided by magic talent. Only offensive magic from the 4 elements or healing magic were respected. All other types were considered disgraceful. All 3 of his older brothers were 4-element prodigies. Meanwhile, Van wouldn't be tested until he turned 8. With the mind of a 30-year-old and unbelievable self-discipline, he navigated social situations with ease and learned faster than anyone around him. On top of that, he pestered the maids every day to practice swordplay. What began as childish play slowly turned into real sword forms. By the age of 5, he could fight head-on against older trainee soldiers. His talent shocked the vice-captain of the Night Order. The man wanted to train him into the strongest swordsman in the kingdom. From that moment on, brutal training became the norm. Though the training left him exhausted, he accepted it willingly. When he was 6, a maid took him out to relax. In the noisy marketplace, he saw a father selling his own son into slavery. The terror in the child's eyes pierced his conscience. Van bought the boy, whose name was Kamsin, but his father refused to allow someone with an unknown background into the estate. Left with no choice, Van formed a slave contract with him. From then on, he gained a follower whose loyalty was absolute. 3 years later, the long-awaited magic test arrived, and what he awakened was the most despised type of all, production-type magic. His father saw him as a stain on the family name. Not only did the affection disappear, but murderous intent began to surface. At the critical moment, his brother Moja stepped forward. He suggested sending Van to a remote border territory. That decision saved his life. On the day he left the capital, maids, knights, the vice-captain, and the old butler all chose to follow him. Inside and outside the city gates, ordinary citizens gathered to see him off. So tell me, is production magic really that worthless?